Okay, boys and girls, you're going to have to stay with me on this one, for it's so esoterically deep I fear sharing it with you might get us banned from the cafeteria. But here it goes. Today is July 17, and as I have demonstrated over and over again, each day is esoterically encoded for those of us with eyes to see. First of all, July 17, 1861. This is when the U.S. Congress authorized the printing of paper money for the first time. This is a fact. And this, of course, is the beginning of the Federal Reserve, which, as we all know, is the tool of the top 1%, the 1%ers, the secret societies, which now control all money and most information. Not a coinkydink that on July 17, we're talking about July 17 here, 1945, the United States, the Soviet Union, and Great Britain met in secret to divide the world into their powers. To the victor goes the spoils. Expediently, they left the fourth ally out. That was China. They left them out of the meeting. This is because the Western secret societies, the Freemasons, the Illuminati, etc., 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 met to divide the spoils of the war amongst themselves, and not their number one competitor, the Eastern secret societies. Most notably, the Diamond. That's right, the Heaven and Earth Society of China, commonly known as the Chinese Triad. They began in the Ying Dynasty. And just like the Western secret societies, never went away. Never. They just got more powerful, more money, more secretive. That's right. And Xi Jinping, his whole family, comes from this dynasty. Secret Service, yes, secret society. Xi Jinping, he's their puppet. He's their George Bush. And the thing is, well, I'm going to write about that in another post. But China was snubbed by the West, and don't think they forgot it. Not for a second. More on that later, too. But first, let's go back to July 17, 1917. Li Zhuhong was the leader of China with his progressive ideas, which included, oddly enough, a paper dollar or yen printed by the American Bank Note Company. This is 1917. That's right. And they commissioned this dollar bill was commissioned by the Bank of China, but it was made by the American Bank Note Company. This is a big deal. Now, Lee had only been president for 1 year, progressive, forward guy, going forward. Well, boom, 1 year later, the Nationalist Party, who wanted to make China great again and build another wall, they ousted him and regained control of China. Now, this set them back another 50 years. Yes, this set China back another 50 years before they'd be part of the world as we are today. But who's counting? Failed political parties build walls, create havoc, and fortunately eat themselves alive, as we saw here with the MAGA party. So now, July 17, we're still on July 17, 1995, what happened? The USA, under President Bill Clinton, responds to China's buildup in their takeover. They wanted to retake Taiwan forcefully. They were making things happen. And so we sent in the biggest naval battle party since the Vietnam War. We parked it right there outside of Taiwan. Bang, bang, come on, let's bring it on. Well, you know, this was 1995. This is July 17. And, you know, what happened there, nobody knows, because it just kind of went away. It just kind of faded. Or did it? You see, 1 year later, to the day, July 17, 1996, as I've written about before, there was a sleepy 7-hour flight from New York to Paris, and it burst into a fireball of flames. That's right, it just burst it up, man. And there's been conspiracies about that too. It was like, some said it was a Syrian back invasion attack, whatever. Friendly fire by the U.S., covered up by Bill Clinton, or some just said Clinton just let it happen because he needed to be reelected, and he needed to get our focus off of some of his failed policies, which were, I don't know which policies he failed, but that was one of the things. So anyway, that didn't, it just all faded away. July 17 is when that conspiracy happened, and I just showed you the buildup, and you decide for yourself. This is esotericdaily.com, and before I go, I will tell you, it's a conspiracy theory, man. Come on. That's all it is. Like it or not, they're out there. You can believe them, you can buy them, you can do whatever. But I'll leave you with this thought. On this day, in 1952, July 17, there is one fact that cannot be denied. David Hasselhoff was born on this day.